Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Joe here. Thanks for stopping by today. And I'm going to continue in my Christmas 2026. Let me jump ahead decor. If you didn't catch my last video, I'm going to put what it looks like right here. Maybe you can find it. I'm actually starting to do things that I can get done in advance so that when the time comes to really decorate for Christmas, I can put certain things right up and not waste a lot of time. For example, that video that I just posted there, that was a piece that's going to go above the stove. We have a mantle above the stove in the kitchen. So it's all done. I just have to plop it in and I can move on. And today I am going to be working on some pieces that I'm going to be using in the tree that goes in the kitchen. So again, I did not reveal my theme yet, and not that it's a big secret. It's Christmas. We know we know what basically is going to be coming. But I want to, express it to you the correct way and in an understandable way. So that video will be coming shortly. So anyway, today I am continuing in my work that I'm doing in the kitchen. And as you can tell, I'm going to be doing a lot of gingerbread and peppermint in there. Groundbreaking, right? In the kitchen, gingerbread and peppermint. Wow. But anyway, what happened is the tree that I'm going to be putting in there, it's just a 4-foot tree, and as of right now, it's pink because I had painted it for one of the bedrooms back when, and I'm getting rid of the pink and I'm going back to green, so I have to spray paint the tree green. I'll show you that in another video. But what I want to do is I want to use 3 gingerbread houses in that tree. And I didn't have any left. I used them in my gingerbread village that goes in the mantle above the stove. I had a couple left, but they were in really bad shape, so I had to ditch them. So I had to build new ones. And back not too long ago, someone asked me for the tutorial on how to build those gingerbread houses, and somehow it got deleted and lost in the YouTube black hole somewhere. So I just did another quick video, which is what it's about today. I'm going to be showing you how to make gingerbread houses out of cardboard that you can use, and you can make them as elaborate as you want or not as elaborate as you want. Now, mine are not elaborate because, like I said, they're going in that tree and they're just part of the tree with all the other stuff. And I guarantee, I know the people that come by me will not be studying them. Maybe one person, because he was an art teacher and he looks at everything that I do. But other than that, people just like glaze over things. So don't get crazy in, doing it so that it doesn't have to be perfect unless you want it that way. If I was going to be, have these standalone that they were going to be looked at, I would take way more time and be way more particular about how I'm doing them. But since I said like they're in the tree, I'm not going to. All right, so stay tuned. Let's take another step towards me getting ahead for... Oh, and I forgot, subscribe. It's free to do that, so you don't want to miss any of this trip that I'm making through autumn and Christmas. And give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment. It helps get the videos out there. And also, you can join me on Facebook at Life with Mary Ann. It's a Facebook group. And, sometimes I put little videos up there that people on YouTube don't get to see. Or we get to talk there. Or you can, most importantly, show me what you're doing so that I can take a look at some of the stuff that's going on in your life. Yeah, so don't forget to do that. All right, so you'll need a piece of cardboard. Begin drawing out your house. For this small tree I'm doing, I need 3 houses. So here's front and back of one, front and back of another, front and back of another. Now I have to make the sides. And I'm going to make it thin because I want to fit it in a tree. If you were going to make it, to sit outside, you would make the sides larger. All right, so I cut the sides. So you see I'm gonna make mine thin. So now I have 4 pieces for here, I have 4 pieces for here, and I have 4 pieces for here. But before I do anything else, I wanna make the peak on the houses. Okay, so you find the halfway point, which you see that pencil mark right there. And then I did how high I wanted the peak, and then the width of the house, and now I can cut that out twice because I have 2 the same size. Oh no, 4 times because it needs front, back, front, back. Okay, so the one that looks like this, what I did was I made the roof like this. It's gonna go like that, right? So front and back, and then I'll make the side roof like that. So there's 2 houses like that. And then this one, I wanted smaller. It's gonna be this way, right? So the, no, it's over here. Okay, so here it is, and then the side goes here, and I want the roof to come straight forward. So I made for the side pieces this. It'll become clearer once I glue it together. All right, so now I have to make the roof. The roofs. Okay, and I glued the roofs on, and now they're ready to get embellished. All right, so the next thing I did was, as you can see, it's all glued together now. And what I did was I put my initial design here, and I'm making it simple for real. I measured out everything though, you know, I got the halfway point, and then I did my door, and then I got the halfway point here, and I did my windows, and I just put another little peak here, and I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to probably fill that in. And then, you know, a couple little designs here and so on. And then obviously this is going to get a big bead of either, I'm going to use caulking in some spots, and then the puff paint in others, you know, like up in here, like that kind of stuff. And then I did a little design on the roof, and that's basically, you know, one design. I'm not going to bother with the sides, who cares? And now I just have to do the other 2. I did my initial, you know, laying out of how I want the roofs. It's just slightly different, each one. The house is a little bit different, you know, simple. I'm thinking I'm going to use the DAP caulking. I'm going to try that before I do the puff paint, especially on these big gaps like that. I'll let you know how it goes. Next thing I did was I just put these plastic straws, you know, on underneath the windows, on top of the windows, along the roof line like that. And, you know, just to give it a little bit of color and a little bit more structure. It was easy, hot glue and a straw. I almost forgot that before I put the white puff paint on, I just have to put in some, you know, color. I did this roof in red, and you can still see the lines I drew, so that I'll be able to go over that with the puff paint like I wanted. This is green. I don't know why it's looking blue in the picture. And then this one I did a little bit different. I did the green on the insert. I did underneath the roof like this so that, you know, it looks just more finished, and a green roof. And this one I did stripes on. So I just wanted to, you know, not you know, miss that part for you, because this, you know, this is the part that you can be as creative or as not creative as you want to be. And remember, it's just part of the tree, so I'm not going crazy over it. I'm going crazy enough, and so, you know, I'm kind of happy with it. We'll see where it goes from here. It gets better as this goes along. It looks, you know, kind of shady looking while you're in the process of making it. All right, so next I'm going to use this puffy paint to outline all those pencil drawings that I made on the
on the gingerbread houses. And I got this in Walmart. It was like $1.20 in my area, and it has a little pointy top on it so that you can get a you can kind of draw with it. And it, as it says, it works on everything, and we're working on cardboard, so it should work just fine.
Alrighty, so here they are with the puff paint on them, and I also used some DAP painter's caulking in areas here and there where I thought I needed it. And it still needs the glitter to make it look like candy. But what I wanted to tell you right now is I finished last night around 11 p.m. and it's just about 6 a.m. in the morning right now. So they've had about 6 hours to dry, and they're not completely dry. They're still a little tacky. So this is what I'm talking about when I say I want to get early to reduce the stress from everything that I want to do. Now, if I would have waited to do this until the day I was going to put this tree up in the room, I would have stopped. I couldn't do it because it would have just taken too much time away from other things, at that time of the year. So now I don't have to worry about it because they're not dry. And so what? I can wait a few more hours or tomorrow or whatever to put that glitter on.
And like I said earlier, these are going to be in a tree, within a Christmas tree. So I need them. I need something to for them to sit on, actually. So I just made these half moon at the same stock as this. These cardboard little platforms that each one of the houses is going to sit on to be inside the tree. So I'm going to hot glue the houses to these. I have 3 of these, right? And then I'm just going to tell you ahead. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that expandable foam around the outside so it looks like it's all puffy snow. Then I'm going to have to touch it up a little bit white because it'll be a little bit yellow, I guess. And then I'm going to put the glitter on everything, the house and the platform that's going to go inside the tree. So that'll be the next thing before we get to the candying of these houses. All right, so again, I almost forgot to do this. I just remembered, actually. The bottom of these might be seen. And I don't know if I told you before, but the tree that I'm putting this in, I'm painting the tree. And I'm painting it this color. So what I need to do is the bottom of these, I need to paint this color so they kind of disappear into the tree. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so these are done. And I have to glue on this side. Now I'm going to use this around the base to make it look like puffy snow. Wear gloves and be careful. This stuff is crazy. All right, so that's what it looks like when you spray it on. It puffs up. It dries like in about 15 minutes. But then I gave it a couple of hours, and it's really tough. I could cut it with the scissor and everything else. But you can see it's yellow, so I'm just going to put some white paint on it. Okay, so I painted it up, and now it's ready for the candification. All right, so here they are. I Mod Podged them, and I put the candied glitter. I wish you could see how they're glistening. They really look like cookies up close. Trying to get some of the glistening for you, but it's a little difficult. But anyway, there you go. So you can make them too. They're easy, but get them done early because you'll thank me later for it because you don't want to be doing it when you're decorating. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good one, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.